Hello, little people.
Oh, hi Sharon. Back again so soon, huh?
Yes, I thought I'd drop in and see if you might be done marinating in Shadow Soap Cinematic Dirge. You know, Brewster, one day your retinas will simply refuse to register daylight.
Well, I've never seen anything as interesting in the daylight as this.
Ah, yes, the Dark Crystal. Now that's worthy darkness.
Do you remember when I was saying sometimes the most comforting worlds are the ones without us?
Your manifesto for a utopia uninhabited by the meddlesome bipeds known as people. You were positively evangelical about it. Why?
Because the Dark Crystal is exactly that.
Oh, yes, Jim Henson's most audacious magnum opus. A fully fabricated realm, devoid of Homo sapiens, overflowing instead with exquisitely grotesque puppetry.
That's why I love it so much. Every time I watch it, it feels like stepping into a dream where nothing has been borrowed from here. It's the strangest world ever captured in live action, and yet it's warm and comforting.
Really?
I've imagined going there often.
Not unlike this basement, though the scattered sugar wax are not entirely terrestrial.
You know, when the Dark Crystal came out in 1982, people didn't really know what to make of it.
No.
Audiences knew Jim Henson from Sesame Street and The Muppet Show, but I think they were expecting something similarly lighthearted here and didn't get it.
Philistines, expecting slapstick porcine divas and amphibious banjo strummers.
Right, but Henson wanted to break away from that. He was immensely famous for the Muppets, but also trapped by that fame. People couldn't imagine him doing anything else. In fact, after pitching the film and failing to find any financial backing or distribution for the Dark Crystal, Henson finally signed with Universal only after he insisted on a 2-movie deal. A sequel to the first smash hit Muppet movie, but they had to greenlight the Dark Crystal as well.
He really was determined to manifest an entire new universe, populated by creatures who could never be mistaken for anyone's late-night talk show guest.
Exactly. The planet, Thra, every creature, plant, and landscape, completely invented. No borrowed mythologies, and the craftsmanship. Every movement was puppeteered,
Wow.
every costume hand-stitched, even the moss and vines sculpted from scratch.
An ecological Gesamtkunstwerk.
Yes, a total work of art. Jim Henson enlisted the artistic vision of Brian Froud and his longtime creative partner, Frank Oz, to create a fully realized and wholly original cosmos. And all the characters, the Skeksis, Mystics, Gelflings, and Podlings, nothing human anywhere. But here's the thing. It definitely wasn't an immediate hit.
No.
Critics were baffled. Some thought it was too dark for children and too fantastical for adults. It just didn't fit into a category.
Oh, the eternal curse of originality.
Exactly. Henson poured years into it. He even mortgaged his home to finance it, and then watched as it limped through the box office. He said later it took years for an audience to find it.
And now, a cult classic. The very term was invented for works like this. Too eccentric to conquer the masses, too magnificent to be forgotten.
There's also my favorite bit of trivia. In the original cut, all the scenes with the Skeksis had no recognizable English spoken. Henson wanted it to feel utterly alien. But test audiences reacted less enthusiastically.
I imagine it was like being force-fed a banquet without cutlery.
They had to redub the whole thing in English and write new dialogue to match the pre-existing mouth movements.
Linguistic taxidermy.
That's why some lines feel oddly shaped, folded to fit the beak and snout movements. It's imperfect, but in the best kind of way.
A flaw rendered ornamental.
And sometimes, when I get to those scenes, I change the audio language to something unintelligible so I can approximate the experience Henson wanted us to feel.
Pro tip, as the hoi polloi say.
Though the real heart of the film isn't just how alien the world of Thra is to us, it's the theme of duality. The Skeksis and the Mystics are two halves of one being, split when the crystal shattered. One's chaos, greed, and hunger. The other's serenity and wisdom. The whole journey is about bringing them back together.
Ah, yes.
What stays with me most is that message of unity. How, no matter how far apart we drift, there's always a chance to heal and become whole again. And even the most grotesque can be redeemed if one is willing to stand in the same light as one's shadow.
The eternal dialectic. Darkness and light. Rapacity and restraint.
And when they finally rejoin, it's not about one side winning. It's about wholeness.
Oh,
That broken parts can reunite into something greater than one side dominating over the other.
a metaphysical pas de deux.
So that thing I said at the start about the best worlds being without us?
Yes. Should I be worried, Brewster?
No. It's just, I think the Dark Crystal shows us that a world without us can still be kind enough to make room if we wander in.
Which, incidentally, is how I feel about you in this basement.
Huh. I knew you liked me.
I said no such thing.
Sure, Sharon.
Huh.
So, you want to watch a lost work print of the movie with the Skeksis' original language dubbed in?
Do I? That sounds like a great conjunction I don't want to miss.
Where is he? Gone! Geoffrey gone! Geoffrey was in my home. You burned my home. Now home gone, Geoffrey gone. Conflagration!